In this video, we are going to learn a little bit in detail about another kind of a macro with another kind of a function, another kind of a functionality, which is multiplying and adding it. Uh, so this macro, whatever the value which has been given to us, we will multiply by 3 and subtracting by 1. It is just executing a macro. Okay. So we have already written the macro. It is called as arithmetic operation. Okay. Again, we have defined as take I as an integer, as in it starts from the first value, column and value as double. So column as range and d value as double. Double as in it's double the size of an integer when it's storing inside the database. So you don't need to worry about this. You can directly write as an integer. So don't worry about it. All right. Now we have automatically set variable column to be column A of sheet 2. So whatever sheet we have in, she was sheet macro 3. So we can write macro 3 over here, macro 3 over here. Okay. So we have set that particular column. Set column is equal to sheet macro 3 dot column A. So this is fixed. Macro 3 column A is fixed. So you have to take data from this particular column only. We can take as an input as well. No need to worry. However, it's easier for us if we run macro in a phased manner. Okay, otherwise, like I said, it doesn't do any control A kind of a thing, control Z kind of a thing, which is undoing anything. Now I have decided that there are only 3 rows. So I equal to 3. Now we have to do the same operation till the last row is reached. So it starts from 1, 2, 3 and stop. Okay. So there is a function called as do until. The last time we used for loop. This time we are using do until. Do until. There is something called as do while, which we will see in the next particular video. So over here it says do until is empty. Is empty means once you encounter a cell which is empty, stop doing whatever you are doing. Till then you have to do. So is empty column cells I. Cells I means cell, it will take 1, 2, 3, and it will column cells means this particular column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever we have defined I equal to 3, it will stop when I will become 4. Okay. D value is the new value which we are trying to calculate. Whatever the value of that particular column, multiply by 3 minus 1. It will put in that particular cell itself. Instead of that, I can put it in a column. Okay, so what it does is cell I comma 1, it will replace this 2, 5 and 8. Okay, so let's see how it works and then move to a next particular row and loop this till the time it is empty. Okay, so let's see how it works. I will close this or I'll keep this open. I'll view the macro. And it is the basic math. Okay, or sorry, arithmetic ops, and I will run this. So it will become, so it was initially 2, initially it was 2, 2, 5 and 8. So 2 3s are is equal to this into 3 minus 1. So it is 5. 5 3s are 15 minus 1 is 14. 8 3s are 24 minus 1 is 23. So that's the output which is given. Now okay, before I move it, there is a drawback of macro. When I write a formula or whenever you do a macro, whenever you run a macro, you know what the output is. The other person doesn't know what you have written and from where did you get that value, that particular value from. But when you write a formula, that particular person or the other person can surely try to find out what exactly you have done. So for example, you have done something, you have created a sheet and you have sent it to your professor or you to me. So if you have written a macro, I would, until unless I open that particular macro and understand, I will surely not come to know what you have done. See here, there is no formula as such, there is only output. But in this case, there is surely a formula, and I can actually go and have a look that Acha, you have multiplied this by 3 and subtracted one value. Now, if I do a control Z, you have see it doesn't change. 258 doesn't change. It directly goes to a different macro or different sheet where we have made a change over here. So there are two inconsistencies, two drawbacks of macros. First is you don't know from where the value is coming. Second drawback is you cannot undo, you cannot perform undo operation. Okay, so these are the two major drawbacks of a macro. So that's why you have to be very careful with your data. Whenever you are running a macro, first copy your data into a different sheet. So anything happens to your dummy data or the data which you are performing on, if something doesn't work well, you at least have the data. So that we will see in the next exercise as well. But in this exercise, I hope you have got the idea. Now, what if I want the output in a separate column? So, wherever I am taking the output, instead of putting I comma 1, I will just put I comma 2. I'll save this. And I will view the macro again. Has it been saved? Yes, it's saved. And I will run the macro. Run. So now you see 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, minus 1 is 14, and you got the answer. Now if you want into a third column, then what do? You just have to change this third. I'll just check whether it has made, okay, this saved the changes, and I'll run this. So you got the output over here. Perfect. So instead of putting everything into one column or one cell, you can also differentiate this to a different column or a different cell. Now let me delete this. What if I have data over here? So my first input was 2, 5, 8, 10, 12. Does it do operation on all the cells? Let's find out. View the macro and run. Yes, it precisely does the operation on all the macros or all the data points which is over there. Okay, so that's how we have to start working on this. Instead of this, okay, so let's do this. If I write 5 over here, does it do the same thing? Let's see. Okay, view the macro and run. No, it started from third column. Okay, why? Because in the macro we have mentioned that you have to start from 3. If I change this to 2, now it will run. So now I'll close this and I will delete this and I will run the macro. Now it has started working for the second row as well. Okay, so you have to very specific from where you want to start, for what you want to do, what kind of operation you would want to do, and where do you want the output. So there are 4 basic things you have to keep in mind. 4 things. 4 basic things. From where to pick the data. Second, what to pick. Now there is a difference. So you are sure that you have to pick the data from column A, but you want to pick the data from row number 3. So you have to mention that as well. Okay. Third thing is what you will perform. What kind of operation you will do. And fourth, where you want the output. So if you can answer these 4 things, then you will write your macro in a structurally systematic way. Okay, and that's what it's pretty much about this video. All right, I hope you have understood. I would urge to you to run this macro and you write this macro whatever you can, and then you see that where exactly you are making a mistake. All right. Thank you for your time.